Let's have a property tour, shall we? Brian LEBO here, and today we've got such a unique one. Now, we are out in Green Valley, and this property is probably one of the most unique and bizarre floor plans that we've ever shown you. Now, this was actually built by Blue Heron about 8 years ago, and you can definitely tell a huge difference between this era and the new era of Blue Heron. And today we're gonna walk through some of these changes and show you this really unique and amazing property. So now, first off, we entered through this portico through that security gate, which leads you to this amazing courtyard entry. Below us, you can kind of see the inspiration where Blue Heron went. So below us, you have that biophilic design with the river rocks in between the steppers. The difference is now this isn't going inside the property, which truly is that biophilic design where you're bringing the outdoor into the indoor living space. So you can see the inspiration, but this is a little bit different. So we walk over this area to a beautiful reflection pool area with a water feature. Just a really neat and dramatic entry to the property. Now over here in this area, we're gonna see this later, but this is a separate casita area. Again, we'll show you that later, but kind of neat to have. There's a lot of little gems and jewels. I'm dying to read your comments. Now, the front door is up here, so we're gonna walk up this area and check out the front door. So I've got the front door completely blown out for you right now, but we do have a double French door entry. And I love the fact that no one is ever able to actually access your front door because they get stopped at that gate. So as you can see, we run into this situation where this is a 2-story home, but it's a split level. So upstairs, we're gonna have the primary suite as well as the kitchen, and downstairs are some secondary bedrooms and some other neat things. So take these glasses off and follow me upstairs because we're gonna start off in the kitchen like we normally do. Okay guys, here we now are on the second floor. So if you look down, this is where we had the split level entry. You can see the French doors, and here we are on the landing. So we're gonna flip around and check out the kitchen because we have a really modern and gorgeous kitchen. So now, a modern home wouldn't be a modern home if we didn't have the obligatory waterfall return. And again, this was built in 2016, so this is kind of the beginning of this entire era. But I love this island. So this island is actually an L shape, and it provides a tremendous amount of like bar stool seating around the perimeter. So really, really kind of cool, really cool modern aesthetic and design to it. So white quartz counter surface, again, really clean, really nice. I have the same in my home. So let's talk about appliances for a brief moment. So here we have a full Thermador package of all the appliances. Everything matches, very nice. And here we have our built-in Thermador refrigeration with a 70-30 split. Now let's talk about cabinetry for a moment. So the cabinetry here is a little bit of a split design. So you'll see around this perimeter, it's all very European high gloss lacquer. But when we look at the L-shaped island, and then when we look at the prep island over here, you'll notice that it's a different TFL cabinetry that has more of a modern gray walnut wood looking design to it. So I actually love the way they did this implementation. Very clean, very modern, makes sense. Now, another thing that I really love the way they did this cabinetry. Here we have our built-in Thermador microwave, and I just love how perfectly simple and framed in this looks. I really like this design. All right, now, one of my favorite things when it comes to vehicles, when it comes to properties, is when you have a very simple aesthetic, but then you have these little Easter eggs. And what is cooler than having a Scooby-Doo door? Check this out for the pantry. There's no indication, no handle, you would never know. But if you were to push in, there is your pantry. Really neat. And even when it comes back, it's dampened. So perfect execution. Great job, Blue Heron. Now, over here we have the return. So the same cabinetry, we have the same white quartz counter surface. And here's one thing you can tell the difference between Blue Heron circa mid 2010s and now is, again, my personal preference. A lot of you as viewers have said, I love that here we have a 3-inch apron for that monolithic look, as opposed to the new Blue Heron aesthetic where it's very minimal European and they just go with a natural apron from the counter surface of whatever they're using. So again, leave your comments. Do you prefer the monolithic 3-inch apron look, or do you like the more simple and muted current style that Blue Heron has implemented? Now let's talk about this area. So here we have a Thermador 36-inch grill top, not a cooktop. If it was a cooktop, it would just be on the top of the counter surface with the controls on the top. When you see the controls on the apron side, that makes it a grill top. We have the matching 36-inch Thermador ventilation above, and then we have a very simple backsplash. So we have a subway tile style gray ceramic tile in a brick laid formation. Again, very simple, very clean. But now for you longtime viewers out there, you know what we got to talk about. We're a little over 3 million. And while nice, we only have one dishwasher, so sorry guys. But again, you guys knew that was coming if you've been watching for a while. And then here we have a different type of quartz counter surface to kind of break up and not have it so monotonous. Undermount sink, all the normal accoutrements that you would expect. Finally, in the kitchen, we have our Thermador double ovens. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Now let's get to something really, really cool. So this area over here is the family room area, but here's a moment we're gonna talk about the flooring. So here on the flooring, we've discussed this before, it's that skeuomorphic type of look. Skeuomorphic is basically when you have a product or texture that looks like something that it actually is not. So in this particular implementation, we have a tile plank floor that looks like wood. It actually looks very much like wood, and it's a great job, and it very much perfectly matches the veneer on the outside L island. So great execution, what you would expect from a Blue Heron home. Now, over here is a little weird. I would 100% put the display over on this wall. This makes the most sense, the best orientation. For some reason, they intended the display to be mounted on this wall. Doesn't quite make as much sense other than you can see it from the kitchen. But this is really what it's all about. This is everything about this house. Up here at Sky Terrace, we're up in the sky. So this is just sensational, guys. Check this out. From up here, we have literally panoramic views coming from all the way to Henderson to Nellis. We have unobstructed views of the entire Las Vegas Strip. And as we step out, on a day like today, I can see all the way out to Summerlin. You can see the South Point. I mean, it is literally like a 300-degree perspective here. This is what it's all about, and this would be amazing at night to be able to watch TV. It's 80 degrees, and this is exactly how you would live in this property. Now, in order to create a little bit more dispersion of wind, we have this slider here as well. Oh, and I forgot to mention, check this out. Over here, this is a full pocket slider. So again, nicer, a little bit more expensive, and a cleaner design. So here we have a Fleetwood slider, and yes, it was actually a very nice gliding system. We've had some nightmares. There have been some videos, if you look closely, where the slider wasn't fully deployed, and there was a reason for it. We couldn't get the thing to slide. But here, very lovely. And this area, we're overlooking the pool. Great use of the glass to keep the views open. Sensational. And again, these views are just to die for over here. Now, coming down this area, you have a great perspective. So now we're looking over the downstairs instead of a normal poning wall or a rail. We have this beautiful floating glass with a metal footer, just wonderful. All the way over here, just very open, very lovely. But let's talk about this powder bathroom really quick. So this is the powder bathroom that your guests would be using. So in here, it's just very simple. We have our toilet. We have a 3D subway tile for almost like a wainscoting, waist-high accent. Floating vanity, dark gray, charcoal, quartz counter surface, and undermount sink. Very simple, not much to see there. But now, when we come over in this area, not that I would ever really use it for its intended purpose, but technically, this is the formal dining room. Duck under here. But here, this is the formal dining room area. And this actually would be really neat because if we pivot over this direction, we have another pony wall of glass. And this overlooks that courtyard entry that we came in. So again, this would be a really beautiful, dramatic dining room, or you could use this, say, as an executive office if that's what you wanted to use it for. All right, now let's head over more towards the other wing of the house, because this is where the primary suite is, along with a secondary bedroom. Now, here is the primary suite, and if we kind of pivot this direction, we're gonna end up over here, but this is the front of the house, and this is a beautiful, dramatic hallway, which we'll show you off in a little bit. But now, coming into the primary suite, we have double French doors, and we have a really nice sized primary bedroom. So we have surround sound above us, recessed lighting, and again, the most important part is these views. So again, here we have our nice slider system. We have the exact same views that we did from the family room right out of your bed. So really neat. Designed to have the bed here, and on the opposing wall is where the display goes. We have a nice drop down ceiling tray over here to kind of give a little of a breakup of the actual space. There's your sleeping quarters. This could be a retreat area denoted by the ceiling tray. But now let's check out the bathroom. So first thing, when we cross this threshold, we change from that skymorphic tile that looks like wood into this 12 by 24 inch honed porcelain tile. So very white, very glossy, very glossy. Now, let's talk about these vanities. So we have a split vanity system. We have the same white gloss that we had in the kitchen. And then here we have a really nice gray quartz counter surface, another concrete gray. We have our medicine cabinet, and then this is kind of interesting. So here we kind of have a stacked stone that's been laid horizontally. So again, little accent wall, a little beachy, something a little different. Now coming in this area, I think the owner didn't really like lights in the shower, because we've noticed a lot of the showers either don't have a light or the light is deliberately out. So we're gonna run with that. But this is a great shower. This is probably the beginning of these mega showers that we see all the time now. But we have a great river rock shower pan floor. We have a nice curb that comes up that's made out of marble. And then this entire shower is all real marble. So we have a great bench area. We even have room to put towels underneath. And even the ceiling is composed of marble smaller tiles. So it's really kind of neat. If you're more like me and you would like more of a steam shower, it'll probably take you a half hour to create the steam, but you could actually put in a door here and enclose the entire area, since the ceiling is protected with those tiles. But coming down this direction, we have a wonderful shower. I mean, this basically checks off every single box. So here we have a normal shower head, and I can even stand underneath it. Normally, a lot of times there's problems. So we have a good size height shower head. We have Kohler body washers on this side, and then we have Kohler body washers on the opposing side here. We have a hand washer, and of course, we have the obligatory rainfall shower head, and it is all controlled off of the Kohler digital valve system. So really, really neat, a perfectly executed shower. Now, coming down this direction, over here to your left, this is just a laundry closet. There's not much to see. And over here we have our water closet, which is even less to see. But let's check out the closet area, because this is interesting. A little aggressive on the coloring of floor, so I'm sure you guys will leave your comments. I'll let that go. Now, on film, this custom closet probably looks just like a regular white MDF, but in actuality, it actually does have a texture. So this actually is more of a TFL type of cabinetry, and it does have like a grain in the veneer. So in person, it probably looks a lot better than it does on film, but again, a beautiful custom closet, very nice. Now, one other neat feature is when we leave the primary closet, it leads us directly into the laundry room. So very well thought out. We have quartz counter surfaces. We do have an undermount sink. And what's nice is you have all these windows. I mean, it's unnecessary for a laundry room, of course, but kind of cool to have. We have stacked washer and dryer system. And then over here, we have a folding area. So we have the same TFL cabinetry that we had in the kitchen where the islands were. And then again, we have another window that leads to the front of the house. Very private, but very nice to have a little bit of a view while you're folding your laundry. Now, coming over this direction, we'll talk about this hallway when we end, but here we do have this balcony access area. So right here, if we open this up, we have a nice sized balcony area that would service this ensuite bedroom. So check this out. Now, one of the cool things with Blue Heron is this use of natural light. So as we come over here, check out all of this natural lighting. So we have 3 windows almost making a curtain wall. We have about 2 feet from the floor, but tons of natural light. We have a 4th window over here that looks onto that balcony. Even above us, we have a linear window, totally private, but does allow us for some more privacy. And we'll keep spinning. Over here, we have another large window, and this overlooks the courtyard, and we have the little olive tree here. So really, I mean, you don't even need the lights right now during the day because there's such an abundance of natural light. Now, coming in here, we have another transition on flooring. So we go from the skeuomorphic tile to a more normal 12 by 24 inch dark gray tile. We have a floating vanity here, white quartz counter surface, kind of simple. But then let's talk about this. You always need a bathtub, at least one in the house for your fur babies or for children. I wouldn't say this is much of a family-friendly home, but maybe it's a fur baby-friendly home, right? So I guess this is where we can wash Deuce. And yeah, we have a bathtub. We have a really neat tile here. So it almost looks the same as the floor, but it has a little bit more texture and grain to it. So little accent walls on either side, very nice. And then this was a really cool touch. So this is a hexagonal Calcutta marble mosaic, but the way they laid it is interesting. Instead of it being on a flat surface, they kind of articulated each hexagon. So there is more of a 3D relief to it. Very interesting. And we even up here, I love this. We even have windows that are about 7 feet high, adding more natural light. So, you know, subtle, interesting aspects to it. And again, I love those little Easter eggs, the things that you notice the second time, the third time. Now, we're gonna walk down this hallway and go back to where we started, but I want you to focus over here on the right. Again, we have 9 linear windows here, and this overlooks the courtyard. So from a design perspective, aesthetically, this is really cool, really modern. And from a practical standpoint, it's allowing for an abundance of light down this hallway that could be, you know, could be a little dingy and dark, but with all this light, it's great. But now guys, we end up right back to where we started. So again, we have the front door here, the back of the house, and we're good to go. All right, we've seen the entire second floor, so meet me downstairs and let me show you what's going on down there. All right, guys, now we are downstairs and the upstairs, down. All right, flip floor plan. So downstairs is typically what you would find upstairs. So let's roll with it. So here's our front door. Here's how we came down. And I love these floating staircase. So we have a gorgeous floating staircase. We have the tension wire cables, really nice, really modern, especially when this was built almost 10 years ago. Now, let's come into this area. Let's talk about the flooring real quick. Might be a little controversial, but we have kind of a burnt orange stained concrete floor. This was really big in the early 2000s. Carried over a little bit later. You guys tell me what you think. Do you guys love it? Do you like breaking up the muted color tones with this flooring? To each their own, right? Now, behind us right here, we have an 11-foot slider that perfectly leads out to the pool. We have the same Fleetwood pocket door system that we had upstairs in the family room. And then of course we have a matching one over here, but this is only an 8-foot slider, and this leads right into the entry to the pool. So really nice, great indoor, outdoor access. Now, again, like I mentioned, even though we're downstairs in a typical floor plan, this would be the loft area, and a lot of times you have like a bar area up there. So this is the proper bar area. So we have an elevated bar stool seating area here. This is the same quartz counter surface that we saw in the middle island upstairs in the kitchen. And of course, we have a double waterfall return system with a 3-inch apron. So again, very monolithic, very what we were used to seeing about 10 years ago. Coming back here, we have an alternating counter surface. So as this bar stool area dips down, we have a dark concrete gray quartz counter surface. Really nice. We've seen it a little bit upstairs. We do have an undermount bar sink as well. Now, let's talk about a couple things. First, we have refrigeration. Again, we've got the pool. This is going to be your fun party area. So it just makes sense that you would have an area for drinks so you don't have to go upstairs every single time you want a beverage. But let's talk about this. Remember when I said upstairs that we only had one dishwasher? I was kind of right, I was kind of wrong. This is kind of like a half a dishwasher. So this is a European style one. So it's literally about this wide. It's about 20 inches, 18 inches. It counts as a dishwasher, but this is really just for glasses, maybe small plates. But I mean, technically you did get 2 dishwashers, so I eradicate that earlier statement. Again, we have the white high gloss cabinetry that we had in the kitchen surround area. And then over here, we have a dedicated ice maker. So perfect bar area. Now of note, this is a perfect opportunity to make a wonderful accent wall. We've seen a ton of cool things now with the new luxury wallpaper. You could do a cool veneer. This is just begging to have something done to it. I would probably put up a few displays. So this is a cool place for everyone to sit, have some drinks, maybe watch the game, just a cool spot. Now, this is another neat idea over here. Now, this typically when we're designing custom homes, this is what we would call a flex room. So meaning it's a cavity that could be used for multitude of purposes. So this could be a bedroom, although this would be a depressing ass bedroom with no windows. But this to me would be perfect for a movie theater because again, there's no natural light. If you close these French doors, blacked out. Perfect for a movie theater. In this implementation, clearly they use this as a workout room, but it is kind of neat. We have surround sound above us. We have its own dedicated HVAC, so when you get really hot, you can chill it out. Over here, this is denoted as the area where you would have the display. Again, this would be perfect for a movie theater, either on this wall or that wall for the screen. Got a couple closets back here, but again, just a great flex area room. Now, as we come over to this area, we're gonna divvy up over toward the front of the house, and I'm gonna show you this garage. Now, a lot of times you guys ask me, how come we didn't see the garage? What's going on with the garage? Well, sometimes the garage is just a garage and there's nothing really exciting and I don't wanna waste your time. Sometimes there's private property that really doesn't need to be shown. This is cool. Not only is there some cool private property, but this is one of the cooler garages that you're going to see. So step into my office. All right. Now, very aggressive with the color tones. So, I mean, if you're a Knicks fan, you're going to go crazy for this because we got orange, burnt orange, and we have this bright cobalt blue. Again, this cement floor has been stained cobalt blue, which little contrast from the burnt orange in the main dwelling. But look how cavernous this is. This is a 4-car garage right here. Now, over here, we have 2 tankless water heaters with a recirculating hot water pump. We do have filtration for the entire house. This does not, the Buick Skylark does not come with the house, so don't get too excited, but there is a price in this world for everything, so who knows? Holler at your boy. We'll try to put it in the contract. If you are a car guy, this is something that you never see, but this is actually a vintage M6 BMW. You never see this, really neat. And then over here, we have the inverter for the solar. The entire roof, we do have a solar system, so very reasonable as far as your electricity, really neat. And if a 4-car garage doesn't work for you, through this hallway over here, this is another single bay garage. So if you want your daily to be over there, then rock and roll. But guys, what a cool garage. I mean, we even have a linear window to get a little bit of natural light coming from that courtyard. But aren't you glad I took you for a tour in this garage? This is definitely one of the cooler garages. All right, let's come back into the main dwelling and see what we have over here. All right, back through the stained concrete, and we're gonna kind of head over to where we started. So again, our front door, our floating staircase. Over here, this is kind of an interesting one. Over here, this is a closet. Again, I would say this is more of a cavity. They use this as a pantry. Okay, but the kitchen's upstairs, so it doesn't make sense unless you have a specific purpose. But now, check this one out. This is kind of cool. This is directly below that formal dining area that was upstairs. But again, I think this makes for a wonderful office. You do have a closet, but I love the fact that you can walk right into this courtyard. So if you want to take a phone call, this is a great space to be like an executive office, if you will. Now, because there's 2 bedrooms here, this is a full bathroom. So as we walk in here, floating vanity, concrete gray quartz, we have our toilet. And even this shower, very nice, very adequate. We have kind of that skymorphic, so we have tile that resembles wood. And because we have the pool in the backyard, we do have an exterior door right here. So if you wanted to go straight from the pool, you can go right into the shower and get the chlorine off of you. Now, coming in here, super unexciting. This is just a basic bedroom. I'm not gonna spend too much time. It's a bedroom. This is where you stick your friends that are in from out of town that you don't really like that much. Yeah, you go stay over there. But again, really, are your friends gonna complain about staying in a $3 million home with views to die for? Maybe get some new friends if they're complaining. All right. This is where you can really tell a difference between the new Blue Heron style versus 10 years ago aesthetic. So here we have the media wall, and just by the structure, you can tell that this is created very, very differently. So obviously, we're used to seeing more of the linear fireplace. So typically you'll see a 72-inch gas or electric, usually Blue Heron. They usually will do a gas fireplace, which is very expensive, like $20,000, depending on the length. But here we have the prototypical old school 4x3 gas fireplace. And then here we have a beautiful veneer. So here we have kind of a basket woven marble accent wall. So very nice, very elegant. You guys tell me what you think. And then we have this cavity here where, again, you could do whatever you want. You could put your audio video components, although the whole house is on a Crestron system that's in a separate closet. So likely unnecessary. But up here, you can clearly see this is where the display was designed to be. So there you go. All right, now let's finish up over here. So this is kind of cool. So this is where you put your friends from out of town that you like. This is the preferred bedroom. I do love the fact that right here, you can step right into the jacuzzi from this bedroom, and you even have views. So it's a really beautiful, beautiful suite. Again, en suite. So here we have a different 12 by 24 inch tile that we've seen, another gray variation, floating vanity, and even the shower is a little bit different. So here in the shower, we have more of a heather gray linen style tile, and we even have this nice aluminum Schluter accents up there. So this is just a great, great, great secondary bedroom. So guys, we've seen the courtyard, we've seen upstairs, now we've seen downstairs. We only have a little bit left. So now meet me over by the courtyard because that's where that casita was when we first started the video. Meet you over there now. Okay guys, now let's check out this casita. So clearly we're right back out here in the courtyard area, just an awesome space. And this is a dedicated casita, standalone by itself. So there's no access from this casita into the main dwelling, which kind of serves multiple purposes. So I love the slider to enter. It's a basic cavity. I actually like the flooring. So here we have the natural concrete foundation flooring. Nothing has really been treated or done to it, but it kind of gives it that modern, lofty look. Coming down here, we have a proper bathroom. So here we have a really nice walk-in shower, very elegant, very nice, very simple. We have our water closet. Of note, kind of weird, there actually is a mirror above the toilet. So I guess if you're an extreme narcissist and you really love to look at yourself at all moments, weird, but I guess you can. I can't wait to read your comments on that one. But here we have a nice floating vanity, and we even have a walk-in closet. So guys, we've seen every part of the interior of this home, upstairs, downstairs, casita area. All we have left is to check out the backyard and the pool. So follow me as we go out to the backyard. All right, guys, welcome to the backyard. As you can see, the pool takes up the majority of the backyard, but this is a really, really cool modern backyard. So before we discuss the pool, we're gonna pivot over this area and show you a little bit of the side. So as we come over here, clearly you can see we have our jacuzzi. It is the Quattrofinity. You know, it doesn't really exist as a term, but since no one can ever tell me what it's called, we're going with Quattrofinity. So this does actually spill on all four sides, and it has a receptacle that is below the surface here. So really neat. And this also was the bedroom that I told you, if you have friends that you like, they can go right in and out of the jacuzzi. Normally this would be in front of the primary, but since the primary suite's upstairs, you're relegated to your friends and family using the jacuzzi area. So coming over this area, this is kind of, again, like a flex space. So whether you use this area to tan and put some chaise lounges, or just have a nice outdoor seating area, that's what you would use here. Now, over here, if you notice, we have a spiral staircase. I absolutely hate spiral staircases. Okay, I'm scared of heights, I'll admit it. Not the biggest fan of spiral staircases. And if you've been wondering, where does the barbecue go? Okay, sure, you could put the barbecue here. There's another area that doesn't really make sense. But in fact, if you take the spiral staircase all the way up 3 flights, we have an amazing rooftop deck, and that's where the barbecue grill is. We have the fire pit, and you have the greatest views from anywhere in the entire house. It's absolutely incredible. If you love rooftop decks, and Blue Heron has been doing a ton of rooftop decks as an option for a lot of their properties. So again, kind of a cool observation deck, but it is what it is. All right, now let's walk back and give you another perspective. So now you can kind of see the 11-foot slider, the 8-foot slider, and a little bit more of how it interacts with the pool and backyard area. Again, over here, we have an infinity edge, perfect design, perfect relief. We have an aggregate for all of the surface area below us, but this pool is a good sized pool. It's Pebble Tech, it's self-cleaning. Again, just a perfect pool and a beautiful infinity edge. Now, coming around this area, I even love this partition. So to give you a little bit of privacy from your neighbor, you have this gorgeous, gorgeous stone veneer that they created. Really lovely. And again, to keep things more open, our pony wall consists of all glass. Just lovely. And guys, look at this. I mean, we have great views of the entire valley over here. So again, this could be your tanning area. This is where you could put a little seating. It's an incredible view of the back of the home. But guys, you tell me what you think. This is a really unique property. There's a lot to love. Again, such a unique floor plan. I don't think we've ever seen one quite like this. And it also has to do with the way that this community is terraced. But guys, I always read your comments. I can't wait to hear what you guys think. Special thanks to Johnny Nitro for allowing me to film this property. Make sure you click the like and subscribe, and I will see you guys on the next one. Deuces.